Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Gretchen.
And I'm Dave.
And today we are painting some Transformers, robots in disguise.
Robots in disguise. We don't have any amazing Autobots, though.
We don't.
Only have
We just have Decepticons.
Decepticons. Because you and I both know we're evil. Evil.
Yes. Well, you know what? Everyone signing in, everyone did have trouble actually getting the through the "Are you a robot?" test.
Yes, we all failed the Are You a Robot test. Or, I guess, succeeded?
Yeah.
We're all robots?
I succeeded. I'm a robot.
Yes, we are robots. So, so I think that's pretty good. I think
So,
that's
who are
quite
you
good.
painting?
I am going to be painting Soundwave.
Awesome. I'm going to be painting the big guy himself. I'm painting Megatron.
Megatron! Super cool. Something that, so these are from WizKids, from their Transformers range, which is super cool. And this guy, Soundwave, have a guess how much he is.
How much is he?
He is $5.99. That's $5.99. How awesome is that for Soundwave?
I felt like I was on The Price is Right for a moment.
Higher,
I was going to
lower.
be wrong. I wasn't going to win anything.
So
These are fun. These are big.
they
These
are.
They have a little bit of weight to them too.
Yep.
But I like it because I can see like Megatron, his face is visible and his like evil smile.
Yep. Well, I like Soundwave because he has the mask, like we all do now.
He is exhibiting proper quarantine measures.
Yep.
He's being safe.
Yep.
I don't know if robots can catch the coronavirus, but he's safe to other viruses.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Put him on the spinner.
I will put him on the spinner. I am also just going to say, at the moment, we can't see anybody in the chat. So we're not sure if anybody's
Yep,
there.
it did not pop up. We see everyone from last time.
Last week,
Yeah.
where Byron said Halloween was cancelled.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Let's see if we get
they
the new
are
chat.
there. They are there.
people in the
Hi,
chat.
we trust in Leona. We trust that you're there watching us.
And we trust that perhaps today we're going to be painting Transformers rather than Mansions of Madness.
Oh yeah, I know.
That's how
But-
you know we're live.
Here we go. We can see Cat.
Oh! Are there other
Okay.
minis in this series?
Yes, there are.
I assume so.
I couldn't tell you how many. I should have done my research.
I'm guessing
Terrible.
there's Autobots. I mean, I don't know why
yeah.
you'd have Decepticons without Autobots.
They're basically all of them.
All of them.
Oh.
And
So-
there's a
I could find a Starscream.
possibly, but one of the other cool things is that I think these might be the first sets of WizKids pre-primed minis that come with transfers or decals or decals. So I'm not sure where to put this to show it up close.
I'm saving those to last.
I'll put it over here.
Because one, I
Yeah.
think you're supposed to save them to last, and two, I have no actual. I think my hands are gonna shake. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I don't think I'm gonna be able to like
Oh,
stick
sorry.
that on
Yeah.
there.
There we go.
There's
So in this little pack, I think you've got different ones. Although, well, not completely different. Obviously, there's.
I think I have actually close to the same as you. The only
Let's
because
see.
there's multiple different. But he only has
Yeah.
one decal technically on him.
Yeah, so let's have a look. There are... Okay, yeah, I've got two here, so... Loads of... I have 4 Autobots and 2 Decepticons.
So I guess if there's extra, so when I make a mistake, I can just.
Yeah, you can scrape it off and put it away. Well, we'll talk about putting decals on a little bit later. But Roger is here now. Byron is here. No, we don't. We have no Bumblebee to paint. Bright yellow car would have been awesome. But no, I'm super happy with Soundwave, and Gretchen's moderately happy with
I'm okay with
Megatron.
Megatron.
Megatron. I was talking about
Wow.
Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, RC, Starscream. Those I recall. And Tabletop Heroes, it's Graham. is here as well. One thing I will show as well, here, let's put it out here. I found this pack of cards, Transformers playing cards, that has a little lenticular image on the front, which is Megatron or Megatron as the gun. But if you look at this pack, you would think that it had been incredibly well used. I think it has actually just been like in a travel backpack for a long time and tumbled around quite a bit. But inside, it's wonderful. Optimus Prime is on the back of all the cards. And then we have inside, you can see that
Where did you find that?
it's never actually been shuffled. I have, oh, there we go.
Did it just appear?
Soundwave. It just appeared. I have no recollection of buying it.
What's the menu of yours again?
Soundwave.
Soundwave.
Soundwave. Yeah, so there's a mix of stuff there. Oh, there we go. There's Megatron. Megatron's the jack. All the way through.
Also, hi, Rick.
Oh, and Optimus Prime is 5. Cool.
I like
Hey,
how he
Rick.
just pops in. Hey, stranger.
Tabletop Santa is in the house. If you've been checking out TikTok recently, look up Tabletop Santa, and you'll find the one, the only,
You'll find out what
Rick Ankty.
Rick has been up to.
So, should we get... Oh,
I
you
already started. I went for
you're
it.
way
I was
ahead.
like, you know what? You snooze, you lose.
Yep. That's cool. Well, I figure that, like, most of mine is... Well, half of it is sort of like a pale grey white, which is how it's primed.
I
Or how
decided
it's
to
Optimus
actually
primed.
make those parts look like they're metal. And then I am going to try to distress them because he fights.
This is true.
I mean, I don't know. This is from the original series where he just kind of turns into a gun, and I don't recall if he actually fights or if they do like the standard cartoon villain. Oh no, we've been
Overrun.
caught. And, like the minions fight, and he just runs off. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. In the chat, folks who are big fans of the Transformers can let us know.
Do you remember when this was airing?
I remember watching it quite a bit.
Well, the
I
original, I wasn't alive.
I
But
was.
the Beast ones, I remember the Transformers where they turned into animals.
Right. The Dinobots.
Yeah, that one. I remember Dinobots. It wasn't super, super popular in the 90s, though.
Not as popular as the 80s.
Yeah.
But
I can remember... There's a few cartoons that were popular. I don't remember Transformers being... But you know what? It was on, yeah. And it definitely... I remember, like, a lot of the boys in my class had a lot of the toys. So I wonder if it just wasn't on my radar.
right. I remember getting some of the toys, and also, and because they were incredibly successful, they spawned a lot of knockoffs. Yes.
Yep.
Carl said, I have Optimus, Megatron, and Starscream. I started playing the Optimus, didn't like how it was coming out, and put it down. Megatron and Starscream are still in the packaging. Hopefully, Carl, we can paint these up today and inspire you to jump back in. That would be super cool. Michael Harris is here too. Howdy, Michael. We are painting Transformers today.
Yeah,
Okay.
every time. Every single time you say Transformers with a pause, I just...
Transformers.
Robots in disguise.
How successful then was that theme song?
It was really good.
Possibly one of the
I also...
almost as successful as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, that was also a good one.
I was waiting for you guys to say heroes in a half shell.
I wasn't super into Ninja Turtles, but my niece really is.
Right.
She really loves the new Ninja Turtles. She's all about it. I love the soundtrack from the live action movie of Transformers that came out. That's my favorite to jog to.
Okay.
I feel like that's the only good thing that came from that.
Right.
No, the first film was
terrible.
actually really good. The first film was good. I don't know about the subsequent.
Subsequent.
I can say words.
Subsequent.
You know, I haven't. Recently, I've just been unable to speak.
Right.
I think it's because I'm just tired because my dog keeps waking me up from scratching.
I agree
Okay.
with you, Gretchen, about the first movie, Transformers movie. It's just a fun, like, action movie.
Yeah, it's a fun...
And then they were like, let's make this a series, because this is the early 2000s.
Yes.
And
Like,
you're
I
like,
can re-
no, stop.
And I can remember, like, being in the theater, and we, like, all went to watch it, all my high school buddies. And the moment, like, the music starts up, and then they start, like, plummeting to Earth, and you just see, like, Optimus Prime just, like, rise up. Everyone broke into, like, an applause. It was
Right.
crazy. They went
Yep.
nuts. They were, like, they were about it.
When you said like first movie originally, I thought we were still on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing. So I have a story to tell you and Leona after the show.
Okay.
About that first movie. Back in the days when I was more whimsical.
Ah.
Yeah, that's why I can't tell it on the show. But yes.
Your
Yes.
secret would be out.
Indeed. There we go. Megatron never made any sense. He shrunk when he transformed, so Starscream could hold him as a pistol. You're suggesting there, Chris, that for him to become that small, that Megatron would have had to have been hollow?
Oh, that's a good theory.
Maybe that's why his voice echoed.
It's a very good theory.
Yeah.
that
It
weird way.
wasn't a like transponder or anything.
Have you guys seen like the
I don't know what
fan
they call
art
it.
of different kinds of like Transformers that like fans created? There was
Okay.
one that was a Furby.
A Furby
Terrifying. A Decepticon's Furby. And it made its rounds as a meme for quite a bit.
Wait, did it turn from a Furby into a vehicle, or
No, it turned it from a robot into a Furby. To
Okay.
watch you.
Hmm.
Waiting.
Weird. And somebody just wanted to cross the streams.
Well, I mean, technically, they could be disguised as anything as long as it's robotic.
Yeah,
Could be your toaster. You never know.
that's true.
Your smart fridge.
Silly
Oh.
toasters.
But also, like, tiny Transformers, not as cool.
Not as
Not as
cool,
exciting.
but kind of cute.
No. This is true. Okay. Like I said, that's why he became sort of a tank when he became Galvatron. Megatron there.
So,
But no, I think you're-
Gretchen, what
Oh, sorry.
color are you starting off with?
I'm starting off with gunmetal because, unlike Dave, who I think is sticking a lot to the colors on the packaging,
Yep.
I'm trying to do a little bit more realistic. So I am doing gunmetal for all of his like lighter gray bits, and then I'm going to go back with a black wash and then silver and try to pick out little highlights and make it look like he's a little beat up, like he's been fighting. And then I'm going to do black on the black bits, go figure. And then I'm going to try to make that look roughed up as well.
Cool.
It's been a bit since I've done anything. I think since we did the cars,
Okay.
that I've tried to make anything
Do
look.
some like weathering.
What,
Yeah,
the
whether
Badlands.
that's the word.
Not the Badlands.
That's a word.
The Gaslands.
The Gaslands.
Gaslands car.
Thank you.
Yep.
So we'll see how that turns out.
Cool.
I think it'll be nice.
That'll be
I feel like he should be weathered a little bit. Like, would you be intimidated by someone who didn't look like they ever fought at all?
How tall are they? That's where it is
Several
for
thousand
me.
feet.
And how about you, Dave? What are you? What colors are you currently placing there?
Okay,
What's your plan
yeah.
of attack?
My plan of attack. Well, Gretchen has got it completely right. I am going for the what's on the box kind of thing. So the cool thing on the there we go, on the card here is that colors needed for this Decepticon: dark blue, black, red, light blue, yellow, and light gray, which is pretty cool. So I was able to pick all of those out of my box of paints and get started. So the first color that I'm applying here is the Vallejo Prussian dark blue, or dark Prussian blue, which you can't read on the label anymore because this is an old pot. But yeah, it's definitely a great, very solid blue color. Use there. Yep, there we go, edging across. But you can see it here on the palette. But I think what I'll do as well, so that my Soundwave here isn't too different from Gretchen's, is that once I get all the basic colors down, I'll do some weathering as well. So we'll kind of match that in.
Just feel like they're fighting all the time.
Fun?
So I feel like they're fighting all the time. They need to.
Yep.
Well, especially since they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they're gonna be more rough, I feel. Maybe? Who knows?
Maybe. But I don't know. I think with Soundwave here, he's in that pose where he's like either about to unleash one of his cassettes or drop some sick dance beats.
I feel like he'd make
Did I
a
say
great
that right?
Yes.
DJ. You did.
Okay, cool.
Good
I
job.
feel old sometimes.
Drop some tunes.
Dropped some sick beats from Soundwave.
YOLO some sweet, but I don't know.
No, okay.
Sweet songs, sweet melodies.
Hang on a sec. I'm going to switch to the
Yes,
extra
so,
large base.
Kat, I did provide them handles. You should be proud of me.
There we go.
And now Dave is using one of them. Gretchen has one too, but it's okay.
I can use
each
one
their
of
own.
them. I can recall that they exist in my life.
Okay, Byron has asked, is that hero scale? I gotta admit, I'm not sure what scale these would be.
Does it have it on?
No, I
the-
don't think it has it on the packaging. They might be a sort of a case of being very similar to like Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars, where they have a nominal scale. In the case of Matchbox and Hot Wheels, it's 1/64th, but really the idea is that the car fits into a certain space. So if you have a truck, it fits into the same space as a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
So the Beetle is going to look larger than the truck, kind of thing. So it might be that kind of thing where they're all similar sizes, even though in the show they may have been differently sized. But I'm not sure.
Well, and I mean, would these be used for a game, or are they more for just personal?
They're more for personal,
Yeah.
like fun to
'Cause-
have.
I mean, though it would be really cool to see someone like flavor a D&D session, or something, some tabletop game to incorporate being a robot. I'd play part of that game. I'd be an Autobot.
I'm pretty sure that someone's
Someone's
come
had
up
to
with-
have done it.
Yeah, somebody's come up with a Transformers role-playing game,
Yeah.
no doubt. Because in that kind of thing, you could decide the type of, well, you get to build your own Autobot or Decepticon. I'm sure that's around. If they haven't,
I feel like
if they haven't, somebody should,
Yeah.
should get on that.
just kickstart it right away. Hey guys,
Coming to Kickstarter next week. It's our new
that
role-playing
sounds so
game.
stressful.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything about their scale. So I think
Right.
you're right, Dave, that they are
Flexible.
either kind of scaled to each other, or they're just all basically the same size,
Right. Yeah.
arbitrary scale.
I guess it's that thing as well. When you're a cartoon, you get to be that flexible sort of thing. As Chris was saying before about Megatron.
So, people who are watching right now, let us know what you guys are painting. We would be interested to know.
And which Transformer you would like to paint.
Oh, yes. And
Yeah,
I
who's your
did
favorite
confirm
Transformer?
basically all of them. They're going to have... Wave 1 is out now, but it looks like they're going to have more waves as well.
Excellent. Who's in Wave 1?
Okay.
Was it the ones that Carl
I
mentioned earlier?
exited the...
Oh, I'm sorry.
thing. But it's okay, because here I'm back. I'm back. Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and RC.
Right.
And then we also have Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave.
Right.
And that is all
For Wave
currently.
1. Okay. So yeah, I think that were all the ones that Carl mentioned.
Facebook user says, "Hey, I just painted a few of those."
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
Facebook
make-
user, we can't see who you are, but we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's partly because of Restream.
Is Restream being silly today, or?
Nope, it's just if you access Restream through your Facebook, you can allow them to see your profile, and then we'll see your name on the live stream. If not, you can just kind of put your name in front of the message.
Oh, each comment kind of thing? Yeah.
And if you painted them, you should post them in the group.
Indeed. That would be cool.
I believe Chris Cox painted some.
Okay. Excellent. And put them in the group?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
didn't see any. I didn't see them.
Chris says, no painting for me today. Shipping hardware for a new theme park attraction.
Oh.
That's fun. I want to go to a
excellent.
theme park.
That would be Chris Layfield.
Ha-ha!
Yes.
Is it a Transformers theme park? Guys, we need this. Why is there not a Transformers theme park?
I think they might have rides for them at Universal.
True.
It depends on who owns the rights.
Give them to me.
Give you the rights?
Yes.
Just give them?
Just hand them over.
Freely given.
Freely given to me.
Wouldn't that be nice if you could just like put an inquiry in with your rights idea and be like, on a case by case basis, please let me have the rights. I would like to do this thing.
Transformers Diner, where the seats transform for you before you sit down.
Okay. Wait, they transform into seats?
Yeah. So they're like not seats first? I don't know what they'd be. Maybe just a chest.
Coat rack?
Yeah, it's a
Umbrella.
coat
You
rack.
just,
Umbrella
there's not
stand.
even a hostess. You just walk into this place that looks like an antique shop and start
Yes.
pressing stuff, and maybe it'll turn into your table.
Right.
Oh, the chat is telling me there is a full-size Optimus Prime in the Universal Park in
There we
Florida.
Okay.
go.
Cool.
And apparently there are Transformers rides at Universal.
Right. Cool. That's good.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that when I was at Universal. I was all about that Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
just went to Jurassic Park Land. I was lucky enough to know someone who worked at the Harry Potter part of the parks.
Yep.
And I was down there for a swords tournament. That was at Disneyland.
Right.
Well, Disney World, I guess. And I didn't want to go to Disney because there was Jurassic Park nearby.
Right.
And a friend of mine found out I was there through Facebook and was like, "Oh, I see you're gonna be like in Florida for a swords tournament at Disney. How would you like free tickets to go to Universal Studios?"
Nice.
I was like, "Yes,
Yes, please.
I would like that." This is why you make friends with everyone.
Everyone. Yeah, that's cool.
This is why you learn to sword fight.
Oh.
Cool.
Apparently someone painted Optimus Prime, Starscream, and now is working on Bumblebee, excuse me. And they need Soundwave. Well,
Right.
Well, aren't
Dave,
you in luck?
can they
Well.
get Soundwave?
Well, they certainly can from their local friendly local game store. It'll be on the rack there. No, what they're hinting at
Wink,
is
Dave, wink.
where they're going
Where's
with
the
this
wink?
is.
There's a smooth transition and you ruined it.
I did. Yeah, I'm terrible at the segue. I can't keep my balance.
Yes.
Boom, boom. No,
Classic dad
yes,
joke.
yes, indeed, classic dad joke. But no, I will be giving away this very sound wave at the end of the show, and this classic deck of Transformer playing cards. Basically, my wife has said you can't bring that back into the house.
They just look so old.
They do look old. This is from it's 2002. These are 18 years old.
Oh.
Never been played with. The box is in terrible condition, but the cards are mint. But yes, so they will be heading off to somebody together. So what's the hashtag we should use, everybody? What's a good
Roll out. Roll out.
roll out? Okay.
Yeah, roll out. Autobots.
Well, that's kind of an Autobots thing. What's the
I don't know
What's
what
a
the
Decepticon
Decepticon thing is.
I'm evil.
hashtag evil cards?
I mean, I feel like there has to be a class. Yes, they're already doing rollouts.
Oh, okay.
Bam.
It's already settled.
Decided.
It's already Gretchen settled.
Oh. You're on a roll today.
I am on a roll. I don't know where this is coming from. Next week, I'm going to be so boring. so boring. But I don't know. But yeah, so once I finish this guy, you'll get him sent to you. So
The Transformers are inspiring you, Dave.
Hmm?
The Transformers are inspiring you.
Inspiring my humor
Yes.
for today? I'm not sure.
It's because you're a robot, Dave.
That's true. I am.
It's not real Dave at all.
There never was a real Dave. I've always been a robot. Built by the Cyberdyne Systems in 2063. Sent back to paint miniatures. Forever. There we go. Okay.
What's interesting about these miniatures compared to last week's miniatures is that there's lots of flat
Flat
surfaces.
panels? Yeah. Yeah.
Wide, flat surfaces.
And that is one of the main reasons I'm not using any contrast paints. I used loads of them last week. Paint things very quickly, but they work best on textured surfaces. So when you have the large flat panels, they don't work quite as well. They don't give us quite as good a result.
By the way, Chris says, it's your haircut, Dave.
Yeah?
It took away all your evil supervillain powers.
All right.
So that's why you're...
That's why I'm jovial today.
Yep.
It's almost whimsical, some might say.
There is a question in the chat. They were wondering, are you having any frustration with Soundwave's angles?
Angles? Not really. Angles. Everything's going pretty well so far. Good, but I'm just doing a base coat. I think once I get, just looking at it, I think once I get into the highlighting stage, it shouldn't be too tough, too bad. I think the difficult thing for me at the moment is looking at his, in the picture on the card here, up around his head, he has the white mask and then two, let me see if I can get that, almost. Can't quite see it, but he has two vents on either side of his head that are white. It's black on the inside and white around them, but I don't know how far back that white extends on the side of his head.
Yeah, there's no behind them images.
Yeah.
But
And this,
that's okay.
as we can see here, so this is the side of his head, just there. So at the moment that white is running all the way back, but it doesn't look particularly good. So I might end up.
I can look it up real quick if you'd like.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I've just painted it blue.
Oh.
He's just decided
So,
to make
so painted it blue,
Soundwave more
and
fashionable.
Yeah, I've left it white at the front there. So I'll just do it that way. It'll be the easiest. It might be wrong, but hey.
Artistic liberties.
It's my Soundwave. Although, later in the show, of course, it'll be somebody else's Soundwave.
So yes,
Hashtag
if
roll
you would
out.
like to, for a chance to win Dave's Soundwave and retro cards. I'm going to call them
playing
retro.
cards. For sure.
Retro, circa
playing cards.
2000.
Dude, it's got a lenticular image on there,
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
which
Then
only
put
seems to show
hashtag
the.
rollout in the chat.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. There he is. There's Megatron. Oh, now that I've shown Megatron, that's all you can see. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, you can actually
I'm
see
just
it.
flipping it the wrong way. That's all it is. Whoa.
There we go. We love it.
There we go. Cool. Sadly, all the cards don't have lenticular images on there. But
Stephen was talking about your palette and that
Oh,
it
yeah.
is wet. And I would agree. Good job, Dave,
Yes,
with your
indeed.
wet palette.
Yay!
love it.
Actually, if we look at this, you can see it looks like there's been some sort of.
An oopsie.
No, this is well, kind of an oopsie, but I was going to say it kind of looks a little bit Halloweeny.
Yes. A little torture chamber.
Yes.
Esque.
Yes. A little torture chamber-esque. As if.
I
of
have
a
to
torture
figure out what
chamber.
to do with those torture chamber things.
Pieces.
Question for the chat. Would people be interested in
Do
receiving
people want torture chamber pieces? That'd just be a thing. I think you should send out surprise
Oh, yeah.
packets of the things that don't have like a really good home or a rhyme or reason, where
Yeah.
it's like, I have a piece of a thing that we've painted on the show that isn't really worth a giveaway.
Yeah, I just felt like
Yes.
it would be kind of a weird giveaway to be like, you get all the torture chamber pieces.
I would do surprise grab bags and just give
Okay.
that away.
Yeah.
Just be like, maybe it'll be something cool or useful, or maybe it's torture.
Yep. Sounds like something we should do for Christmas.
Okay, yeah. I could do that. Stocking stuffer,
Stocking stuffer.
minis, stocking stuffer.
Yep. And that'll be the way to do it.
We do actually have a giveaway going on, a November giveaway for painting Happy Little Minis. If anyone's interested, you can pop over to the Facebook group and look to the announcements and then join there. So
When you said look to the announcements, and I kind of had the feeling like, look to the west. In 3 days, look to the west. In the morning sun.
and then you'll find the giveaway.
Yep. The giveaway will ride down and slaughter all of the Urukai.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, good movie.
But,
So Gretchen, are you using a darker gray there for?
So
or is that actually a
I
blue?
have mixed some black in with some dark gray so that I can still use the true black for like shadows and stuff. So it looks very much like just black, but I assure you it is not. It is just dark gray.
Cool.
'Cause I like looking off of all of this. It seems like only his leg warmers and his superhero underwear and his gloves are all black.
Gotcha.
please note that because this is an 80s series, calling them leg warmers is absolutely appropriate. Absolutely.
So once I get all the base colors down, I'll rough them up a bit, and then I'll go back through and tidy up anything that needs tidying up. And then it looks like he just has, like, his eyes are red, and he has some buttons on his abs, just 3, and he has some red on his arms. So boring color palette for me.
No.
Sorry guys.
You should have really made it retro and been like green bright green. Bright orange.
Or, no, you wanted to go like a neon blue or pink.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
definitely. The neon.
Would have been great.
I want a unicorn to scale with these. That would be cool. I believe the Reaper unicorn is probably big enough.
No, a Unicron.
Unicron. Excuse
I believe
me.
that's one of the another Transformer type.
Oh, I misread it. I would
Yeah.
like a unicorn. That's where my mind is at.
That's pretty much what you start every show with, though, isn't it? Hi guys, I would like a unicorn.
Same, though. So, really.
Same. Yeah.
Oh.
So there we go. One more leg to base coat. It is funny looking at the sort of the different parts that are on him. So on the back here, there's a little wheel for the for volume.
Uh-huh. Oh, he actually has like a little if your friend had a volume button,
Yes.
I'd mess with them all the time.
Yeah, volume button there, and I think there's the button here is probably the switch between cassette and radio. I'd like to think it was that kind of Walkman. But, yeah. So what I'm doing here, or my thinking is with all of these blue panels, is I'll go along, paint them all. I'm trying to keep fairly tight against the white panels, or the white areas. But if I'm splashing over onto them a little bit, I'm not too stressed about it, because I'll be coming back with some light gray and white to tidy those up. But being a little bit messier with the blue means that I can do those areas faster. Faster.
Speed run. Not really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically everything we do is a little bit of a speed run.
It is. This is true. We don't usually have the option to take a break. Come back to it later. But I think this will work out pretty well. That's nice. Okay. So in the end, Gretchen, for Halloween, did you end up going to the second floor of your house and throwing candy out the window
No.
to kids? No.
For Halloween, I just left a bucket of candy out on my front porch. Our porch light actually doesn't work, so most people thought we just didn't participate in Halloween.
Right.
But I did have a bowl of candy out there, way at the end of the porch light, and I had little tea lights that I set up to try to illuminate it. And then I had a little bottle of hand sanitizer next to it. And we have a few children in the neighborhood, but we don't have a huge rush of children. And it was funny because I could hear, we were gonna have just in the backyard, we were just gonna hang out and use the fire pit, and I could hear the moms telling their children to sanitize their hands before touching anything. And then one of the kids actually asked his mother if he could take the bottle of hand sanitizer instead of candy. And I was like, oh, that would have been a great idea.
Just lots and lots of
little bottles of hand sanitizer.
Yeah. That would have been good.
So we didn't really do too much. We have a little quarantine pod of people that we can still hang out with.
Right.
And we invited one or two of them over and just kind of set up the fire pit, toasted some marshmallows, drank some cider.
Cool. That's good. Yep. Okay, so there we go. we've got all of the basic colors in. You can see I had a bit of a slip on this knee over here. So to paint the blue across there, I'll just have to go back with the pale gray and touch that up. But the next color that I'm going to get is some ultramarines blue. Now, Soundwave is a kind of particularly dark blue, so I won't take that up too light. I'll probably use a mix of this and the dark Prussian blue for the first highlight, and then just an edge highlight with the ultramarine, because he does have all of those angles, so it should catch pretty well. There we go. And also I think because he's got a lot of the light grey and the white there, that even if the blue is a little bit lighter than kind of his standard colouring, the contrast will still be there on the miniature. And again, this will be fairly quick, big brush strokes. Of course, he's got lots and lots of panels. I suppose you get that when you're a robot. Oh, good. Cool.
Almost got all the base colors on.
Yeah.
Almost.
Hello,
What's
Seth.
the final one
Thank
that you're
you for
working on at the
joining
moment?
us.
I'm
Oh,
working
hey,
on
Seth.
his little Speedo.
What's that?
I'm working on his little Speedo.
Oh, okay. Radio.
Yes. That's what that looks like. That's
Nice. Is this the same area where like Soundwave has all of his buttons?
yes. Megatron does not keep all of his buttons directly over his crotch.
Okay.
But you know what? Soundwave's just being Soundwave,
Yep.
doing what he do. No judgment. Soundwave. Dave's judging.
Excellent. Okay. Chris said, didn't they release a working version of Soundwave? Apparently, it was released as an MP3 player. Cool. And Facebook users saying, how do I make it to where y'all can see who I am? Leona will explain that to you in a second.
Permissions.
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically you have to let Restream see your profile, and
Whereabouts can people do that?
give me a moment because I don't remember. It's a
sorry.
little bit more difficult than StreamYard, where StreamYard you could just click a button and then it you could see it.
Oh, okay. Silly Restream.
Making things difficult for people.
Yeah. That's the price you pay for us back in the studio.
I was wondering about the YouTube chat. For some reason we lost it.
Oh dear.
Mhm. We had it at the beginning.
Yep.
So sorry of
Kat
anyone
and
watching
Roger
us from
and-
YouTube.
Graham and all the folks. Generation when Megatron his crotch was a trigger. Oh, there we go. Trigger or buttons that play music. Which one are we going to go for? I'm going to go for the music. Excellent. Okay. Is the owner still looking that up?
Yep.
Oh, what?
I'm sorry.
What am I looking up? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I thought you were. Oh, yeah, I thought you were looking up how Facebook users can allow Restream to see their profile. Or is that a post we'll have to put up later?
Yes.
Yes.
I will put a how-to
Okay,
in the group.
sounds good.
Because again, it's a little bit more complicated than the StreamYard one. So.
Okay.
Oh, hello. Checking out the stream for the first time. Robots look awesome. Thanks for
Excellent.
joining us.
Yeah.
We
Cool, yeah,
appreciate
thanks very
it.
much. Cool.
I have been talking about these robots for a while, and then finally I told Johnny, go to the store and buy them so we can paint them.
Let's paint.
So I was very excited to have Gretchen and Dave paint these.
Yeah.
Gretchen, which one are you painting?
I'm painting Megatron.
And Dave?
Megatron. Soundwave.
So
I'm
all the
bored.
evil out today.
Yeah, we're evil. You know, like we are all the time. Yeah.
Is that evil? No, that's metal. My bad.
I was like,
What's
Dave
evil?
is metal, but that's fine.
I
Sure,
just
there's an evil hand sign.
have that devious, villainous look about me.
You're saying you do or you don't?
Yes.
Already I've been deceived. Nice work. Nice work.
And since you just joined, we're actually giving away Dave's
Yep.
painted mini, along with
Soundwave.
some cool cards.
Retro cards.
Retro cards.
Sweet, sweet retro cards. They honestly have not been played with.
Hashtag rollout, and then you'll be entered for a chance to win.
Yep.
So last week was the last week of, or almost the second to last day of October.
October.
So we were still continuing our prompt-tober,
Yes.
and
And we have aliens to look at, don't we?
yes, we do.
Woohoo! Should we check out the
All
aliens?
right. I think we should check out some aliens.
All right.
Check them out.
Where'd that come from?
Up first.
Check.
That's just
Come
that.
on. Hmm?
It just
Oh,
came out of
someone
my
said
mouth.
they-
When do I
wait.
ever stop myself from saying weird
Wait,
things
look at the
or
chat.
strange
Someone
noises,
said
Dave?
they have the same exact deck of cards.
Fantastic. That is
Don't
awesome.
you want two?
That is incredible.
Yeah, that's great. Big fan. Awesome. Does that mean that I should show now the, who's on, or what the Joker cards are?
Sure. Wait, did you want to do that? Okay.
I'll do that now, just quickly. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
We'll get to your awesome Cthulhu in a minute, but.
Woo!
Autobot and Decepticon are the Joker cards. So if you play games that have Jokers in them, you'll be using those cards. Very cool. Anyway, sorry. Back to the away from the retro cards and back to Chris's awesome model. Very cool. Cthulhu. Very definitely alien. It's from beyond. That looks great. I'm really enjoying the I guess the backs of the tentacles.
They're very fleshy.
Yeah, I did
Like-
like the underside super fleshy.
Yes.
And I think that the blend up to the that greenish black. I like that.
I feel like the color choices that make it look fleshy also makes them look like they have weight.
Right.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like a typical like octopi tentacle isn't really gonna do much if it hits you. It doesn't
Right.
have mass. It doesn't have like bones. I mean,
Yeah.
it has a mass, but not bones.
Sure.
But those look a lot heftier.
I see what you're
More
saying.
musculature.
Yeah.
I guess that's the way to put it. Like if you got whacked with one of those, it's actually gonna hurt. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Well, it's going to send you to another dimension where you scream in horror for eternity. But it will also cause you some.
no.
It will also cause you some physical pain. But yeah, no, it looks great, Chris. I think you've done an awesome job there. Ooh, Dwight has painted up some. I think these are Seekers of Slanesh from Warhammer.
They look cool.
They do look cool, don't they? That sort of riot of, or these might be fiends. Might be fiends, Slanesh. I'm not sure. But yeah, that crazy riot of color. The blue for that really bright blue for the heads and scales and that kind of thing looks awesome. Having that being really saturated, and the purple being less saturated.
Oh, hey, the doctor.
I like this.
Yeah.
entry. I thought this was clever.
That's cute.
Yeah. that was definitely cool. So from Gallifrey, right?
Yes.
That was the alien planet of Gallifrey. But yeah, well, I think it's a lot of people's favorite Doctor is Tom Baker.
Yeah.
At least from the old Doctors. But yeah, awesome. And he had a little bag of jelly babies.
I like the canine. Awesome. That's cute.
And K9. Yay. Cool. Nice work, Graham. Jason Kohler. I don't know if this is alien. I think it's from the Earth. No, just kidding. But no, that looks great. I love the yellow teeth. They look really...
So gross.
This beholder has never been to the dentist.
It's my teeth when I have too much coffee.
Yeah. I'm not gonna open my mouth very wide at all. But
It's
I
okay.
identify with this beholder.
Leona shoots enough bright lights at us to where it's good.
Yep.
Yeah. What they don't know is as soon as the lights cut, we revert into our true gremlin forms.
It's true. It's true. But no, that looked great. Very nice. Oh, Chris has painted up a very cool bot. I think this is from Bombshell Miniatures. Is it Chris? You have to let me know. But yeah, I think it's a Patrick Keith sculpt. It looks great. Very nice. Did you, Chris, I could ask, did you base coat in silver, put the blue wash over it, and then highlight the silver again? That's what I'm guessing. But she looks very cool. Nice work, Chris. Michael Durr has painted up some.
Those are cool.
Oh, these are cool. I can't quite tell if they're goblins riding spiders or if they're goblin spider centaurs, which seems
Well, both are terrifying.
both are terrifying and alien to our existence, for sure. But I also love the Halloween colors that have been mixed in there.
Oh, yeah.
The orange and the black, the green. Very cool. Very cool. Roger has painted up. We'll be painting some more stuff from Imperial Assault. I think that is in the background there. But that's the crazy cat spined cat thing from was it Geonosis? I'm not sure. I can't
Good
remember.
question.
But yeah, from one of the prequels. But yes, these aliens are looking good, Roger. Nice work.
Sorry,
No worries.
we're getting spammed in Twitch.
Yeah, we're getting
So
some.
I need to go fix that.
Woohoo! We must be making it. We're getting,
As
making
they
it in the
say.
Twitch scene. So should we just go back to normal when?
What? What?
So, sorry, I'm getting a delay on my earpiece
Oh, no.
of like 30 seconds. So, anyway, this piece here from Ryan looks very cool. It's obviously pseudo beholder kind of look. I wonder what. Oh, it is a beholder. My bad. I couldn't see the. I thought that was like a tail. I couldn't see the mouth, but I can see the mouth now. But yeah, looking very cool.
I like the whited out eyes.
Yeah, it's got that.
Gives it that kind of almost undead feel to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. That's definitely cool. Nice work, Ryan. That's a good one. Oh, and Sean has painted up piece for the Tyranid army. I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is a Tyrannifex. It's got a really creepy insect body shape.
Yeah,
kind of
definitely
thing.
very buggy.
Yeah. It looks very disgusting. Very stick insect, sort of coloration on the
But like a
the
fat
legs.
one.
Yeah, definitely a fat one.
Chunky stick.
For those
There's a log.
stick log. Ew. But yeah, I think the lumps and bumps and spikes on the legs really sell that. Nice work, Sean.
Last one of the alien.
Of the alien is Vernon Piper.
Ooh.
I wonder where this guy's from. I don't know, but they're looking very cool. There are 3 of them there. So I'm wondering if it's from a board game. I'm feeling it's from a board game. Yeah, it looks really cool. I like that that gray skin. Looking very nice. And I like they picked out those teeth individually, particularly on that guy on the right-hand side. That grin is going to kill somebody soon. But yeah, nice work, Vernon. And do we also get to announce who the winner is?
The winner, drum roll,
The winner?
please.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, you do
Da-da-da-da.
that.
Dwight Crow.
Woo!
Fantastic. Congratulations, Dwight. Make sure you get in touch with Leona via the Game Trade Media Facebook page.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so yeah, go to the Game Trade Media Facebook page, send them a message. It'll be Leona that answers you. And she'll be able to get your shipping information from you, so we can send off what we were sending away for Alien.
We are giving away your
Oh,
Headless Horseman.
Headless Horseman. Very cool.
Woo!
Nice.
Yes.
That'd be good. Well, I
Okay.
hope you enjoy that, Dwight.
Yes.
And you bring it out every Halloween and play a game with it. Of some sort. I'm not sure what.
New Halloween tradition.
You have
That'd
to
be
put
good.
it on the mantelpiece every
Yes.
Halloween now.
Cool. Nice. Oh, Chris said it's from Gears of War. My mistake. It wasn't Bombshell. But yeah, very cool looking mini there, Chris. Nice work.
Almost done with base colors. Yeah, look at
Almost
this.
done with base colors? Yeah. How's it looking?
Slowly but surely.
Oh, very cool.
And then we'll start getting some of those details in there.
Yeah.
Thankfully, like, base colors for him aren't really.
Nice. Well, these highlights are coming along pretty quickly, which is good. Giving him a nice. I was starting to give him a little bit of depth there. One of the things I am enjoying is getting a close up of the joints and how the joints are articulated. I always like checking out that sort of thing on robots, so you can get an idea of their like range of motion and what the ideal kind of articulation points are. But you can see here, so pivots at the shoulder, like rotates at the shoulder, and also this one here will give you a pivot point. There's another rotation halfway along the upper arm, so that where it will rotate around that. And there's a pivot point at the elbow, and then the final pivot point is at the wrist. So you get quite a lot of motion going on there.
Did you ever have any of the toys?
Yeah, I did. I couldn't tell you which ones.
Because I think what's cool about the toys is they follow that articulation.
Oh, okay.
So you could really like move them a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, in a lot of cases, you needed to for the transformation.
Yes, actually, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But sometimes
sometimes
they were-
it was almost a puzzle to put them back.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Always a puzzle.
It was basically like a little mind game.
I would get lazy. I would either keep them one or the other. I wasn't about that. Well, and I didn't really have so much of these toys. Like, even when my brother had them, it wasn't really my thing. I was much more invested in, I had dinosaurs, surprise.
Yep.
I had tons of dinosaurs. I had farm animals that I played with. And I had a specific brand of dolls and doll houses that I liked because they were the right size and proportion to my dinosaurs.
So you could put your dinosaurs in the house?
I could play Jurassic Park.
Okay.
It's very on brand, but I was very specific with those dolls. It had to be that brand because no other brand was the right size to play
Right.
with my dinosaurs. And I was a particular child. It had to be the right scale.
Nice.
I didn't mix scales with any of my toys. My farm
Right.
sets were divided by scale. I was particular.
That's funny. That's funny.
And somehow I ended up in gaming. Huh, that's weird.
Yes. Very weird. No, that's cool though. That's good. I think I'm pretty sure that my dad spent quite a bit of time learning how to do the Transformers, so he could teach me, and I could stop asking him every 5 minutes.
That's fair.
But
Did I have Dinobots? I definitely remember playing with Dinobots. I bought a Dinobot for my niece because she too enjoys dinosaurs and things that are traditionally geared towards boys. That was a fun Christmas. I spent the entirety of Christmas doing like Dave's dad and just transforming it back and forth.
excellent. That's cool. What should we say? All right, so the toys were expensive. Yeah, some of them could get really pricey. I'm not sure. I think were there a number of different scales with them?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I always had the ones that when they transformed the vehicle was this sort of size.
Okay.
So I didn't have any of the
Yeah, there
larger
was one
ones.
that had the bigger size.
Right.
It was more like your hand.
Okay. Cool. Carl said he had the Gen 1 Sunstreaker and a Transformer Death Star. Transforming the Death Star is a trick. I'm sure it was. Oh, somebody said the worst Transformer is the Dark of the Moon Megatron. Absolutely terrible to transform. Cool. Excellent. And Mark has said the Grimlock is best of both worlds. I guess those worlds are Transformers and dinosaurs?
Listen,
Yeah.
I had very specific. As a child, I was very easy to buy for like Christmas and stuff.
Right.
As an adult, I think I give my mom more problems, but as a child, easy peasy.
Yeah, you can just
Also-
tell her just to continue the theme, just dinosaurs from here on out.
Yeah, just finding the
Dinosaurs all the way down.
My sister does that. She'll just find dinosaur things and be like, here's a bag of dinos.
There you go.
Someone just buys you an actual dino part.
I have a 3-foot tall life-size Velociraptor plushie in my home. That was a surprise gift from a friend. He didn't tell me he was going to send it. I had just posted about it on Twitter, and I said, hey, all my affection to anyone who ever buys me this. And about a month later, a mysterious, and the box was 5 feet tall. It was almost as tall as me. And I was like, what is this? I didn't order anything. And I open it up, and a 3-foot tall Velociraptor pops out. No name, no anything, no who it's from.
And you're like, this is not going back. I didn't care.
But I was able to I figured it out. I sleuthed. I was
Cool.
sneaky. I'm still trying to figure out how to surprise him equally for that gift. Told him when he least expected it.
Cool. Cool.
Because mischief is best done when everyone gets to have a good giggle out of it, I feel.
Yes. I think so. I think you're right there. As long as everybody can enjoy it. Okay, I'm up to the edge highlighting on the blue here. And I'm not sure how much edge highlighting folks have done. Somebody asked before how I was handling the angles on here. I'm not sure if we can quite see it, but because he does have a lot of sharp edges on there, a lot of corners, I'm taking my brush, and rather than trying to get the tip to run right along the edge of it there, I'm turning it on its side and running the edge, the side of the brush along the corner edges, which is picking up Can't quite see it.
Yeah, no, you can see it.
Okay, that's good. Just wanted to check. But yeah, so I'll do that. For some of the slightly more rounded parts on his hand here, I'll actually just paint those highlights in. And just try and catch those sharp edges. But that's the easiest way to do edge highlighting on sharp angles like this guy.
Also, wanted to say so long to Chris. Thanks for joining us.
Oh,
They had to get back to
okay.
work. Chris Cox,
Ooh. Sorry, Chris.
thank you for joining
Obviously,
us.
You just need
Yeah.
to, quit your job, dedicate your life to miniatures, and join us every Thursday.
And then someone did have a question, Dave, for you,
Oh, okay. Yep.
in the chat.
What is it? Okay, can't tell if you're using technique on that one, but do you have any advice for wet blending highlights on panels? I hadn't planned to use any of that because I must admit I don't do a lot of wet blending. I do a lot of what's called feathering, where the paint I use isn't as wet as you would use if it was in wet blending. But let's have a look at this panel here.
Okay.
I'll try and do something similar, at least. Okay, so this panel here is fairly flat. Doesn't have a lot of highlighting on it at the moment, just around the edges there. So I'm going to come in and paint the light blue there. Not take it all the way down, and then come back with some thinned dark blue and paint that up from the bottom. So into that still wet pale blue. And then just light, like as I'm going through those strokes that I'm using, I'm pulling my brush further and further away from the miniature. So it goes from being kind of flat against the panel to almost being up like that for those final strokes. And that's actually a really quick way to do that. That looks pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I think it maybe looks better, probably looks better in real life.
I feel like that's been the theme
Yeah.
recently. Is no, I swear it looks good in real life. Please don't judge me. No.
No. But so what I would suggest there, if you're going to take that kind of approach, is work on each panel separately. So put on the light color, then and blend the darker color back into it, and then move on to the next panel and the next panel and the next panel, doing that rather than putting that light color down first and then moving around, because then it'll dry by the time you get back to it, so you don't get that same blended effect.
That's a good point.
Yeah. If that's your aim, get the same blended effect. That's good.
Also, we see the YouTube chat now. Woohoo!
Yes.
Hello, Roger Moore.
Hello.
He said, that's
Cool.
very helpful, Dave. Good advice.
Yes. It's interesting. I always love seeing how people paint their minis and what techniques they use and that kind of thing. It's definitely fun to see people work on things in a different way to the way that you typically do it. So I'd typically go through and paint the base colors on each of my minis and move along onto the next model I was painting. If I was batch painting, do the same colors, maybe get 5 or 10 models all with the same colors down, and then go back and work on them. That's right.
Well, I did a wash on the
Oh, okay.
on the gunmetal, which definitely aged it and gave it a very nice kind of
Well, do you want to,
vibe to it.
let's look at some minis
It's a
then.
It's a little wet. I'm trying not to like.
That's a good idea.
And
Yeah.
You can see up on the video though the top of it looking down. Like it's a very nice like.
Yeah, it's looking good for
It's
sure.
It's not pristine, which I definitely didn't want. And then a very matte kind of black that since he turns into a pistol, I feel like it should be like a dark gray kind of
Yep.
bit. So that definitely looks very pistol-y. And then once it dries, I'll go back through with the light silver and do a little bit of edges here and there to kind of hopefully make it look like the metal is more worn on the edges, like he's been kind of fighting a little bit.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see how it works.
Looking good. But yeah.
Yeah. We lost Gretchen's mic. Did you lose it, or did I just start getting really quiet?
Quiet.
Because I have been guilty of that as well.
Cal says it's okay.
Okay,
it's
back. Yes, there we go.
Cool. Yeah, so while we're waiting to dry, should we look at some minis from the
I
group?
think we should. Let's look at minis.
Let's do it.
Gretchen, where can they find these?
What?
Where can they find these minis?
From the group.
Ah.
They can find these minis.
They can find these minis and
On our
from
Facebook
the
group.
Facebook
Yeah.
group.
Painting Happy Little Minis.
That's what you were talking about. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you all the way, and all I heard was like, "Hey, minis," and I was like, "Yeah." I
Oh,
am
sorry.
excited for minis.
I forget that you don't have the earpiece.
I can hear you most of the time, though.
Yeah, I got quiet there.
Yes, if you would like to see any of these minis, or maybe if you would like to paint something and have it show up on the show, make sure you are a part of our Facebook page, Painting Happy Little Minis. All you have to do is type that into Facebook and then click join. And then we let you join. And then you post up minis. It is a sweet deal.
It's a pretty straightforward process, too.
It is.
Yep. Definitely good.
But we like to be a community. We like to share fun things. And also, if you do any of the giveaways, like the one we're having today,
Yep.
hashtag roll out, then you get to find out if you won by joining
Checking out the group,
and making
yeah.
sure you can see all the posts in the group. But
Exactly.
yeah, easy peasy.
Lemon
So who do we have
squeezy.
first?
We have
Benjamin Wiggins, looking for some ideas as to how to tackle this mini. It's their first metal miniature.
Okay.
that's fun.
I think the important thing to remember with metal miniatures is essentially once you've primed them, they're pretty much the same. Working on them as a plastic mini or
Yeah.
a resin mini or something like that. If you're used to painting PVC miniatures, like board game miniatures, they might be a bit more flexy than metal. But otherwise, yeah, once you primed it, you're good
Yeah,
to
I don't
go.
think I've really noticed too much of a difference other than when you first pick up a metal mini, you're like, wow, this is heavy. Like,
Yes.
but once it's primed, it does a pretty good, it's pretty much the same.
Yep, exactly. For this one, I'm going to throw out two possible approaches for it. Benjamin, is either go for something that's a like classic winged harpy kind of look. So maybe something from the Van Helsing, like the very campy Van Helsing movie.
Okay.
Or something with a demonic kind of look. The
So like your
red
reds,
wing,
your blacks, your purples.
that kind of thing. Or go for something completely wild and alien and teals and greens and that kind of thing. But something that's either what people are expecting to see
Or the
or
exact opposite.
the exact opposite,
No
very
in
different.
between.
It's one of those things like when you do something that if some people are expecting to see some sort of look to it,
Yes.
and you do it slightly to the left and slightly to the right, but not quite on. It looks, sometimes it can look like,
It doesn't look intentional.
yeah, it's like you haven't painted it very well. Even if you have painted it very well, but it can be a little bit odd. So either what people are looking for, expecting, or something very different. That would be my take on it.
I think that's in general with any kind of art stuff is just make sure it looks intentional. Even if you mess up. If you mess up, as long as whatever correction you do makes it look like you did the mess up on purpose,
Yep,
it's not a mess up.
exactly. I'd agree with that. Yep, sounds good.
That's fun.
Brian
Oh, cool.
Cox,
Yeah. Yep.
Bone Sylvanians Jacques.
Nice. Yeah, that looks great, doesn't it?
Big old fly eyes.
Yeah, fly eyes are awesome.
Is that what you turned into on Halloween after you took the potion?
I did. Later on. It took a little while to come through, but
That's okay. Next time we'll tack some wings onto my costume. It just looks the same. It's
yeah,
fine.
for sure. That'd be awesome. But no, Brian did a great job there. I love the bright green in the beaker as well. Looking very cool. There we go.
That's cute.
Yep.
Nice, smooth little greens.
Yeah.
I do like how the black on the eyes is shiny enough to pick up the highlights of the room.
Right. Yep.
Like just glossy enough to kind of, I would say even go back and gloss those up a little bit more and they'll look all
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's
pleading little baby Yoda eyes.
that's fair. With something particularly that sort of size, doing this might sound strange, but doing like 6, 7, 10 different layers of gloss on that will give that incredible realistic depth. But no, definitely looking good. I like the texture on the clothing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Quite cool. Excellent. Sword.
Oh, hey.
6-inch Midoriya.
Midoriya. It's
Mi-
from My Hero
Midoriya.
Academia, an anime.
Deco.
Yep. Repaint
That's a
from
really good one.
Ben Presto.
I never see anime figures on here.
No.
It's a
That's very
repaint,
cool.
so it's a repaint,
Right.
which
So
I
do you
thought
know-
was interesting.
Do you know, was it similar colors before, or?
Oh, no, that's spot on.
It's basically spot on. I think what he did is brightened up. And
Oh, okay.
The
Or just-
hair
just
is
added a
little
lot
bit
of extra
more,
depth to it,
more
or?
teal.
Yeah.
Slightly brighter, but it's, I mean, it's good. It's
Cool.
pretty much like, honestly, the colors look spot on. It just looks like there's actually like a light shining on him, other
Right.
than like any of like the figures you normally see where they kind of mute everything. to,
my
I
guess is
make
he
it
did
look
a
more
lot of work
serious
on the hair.
business.
Because
Yeah.
I imagine the anime, like if you ever have a figure, their hair is really just one dimensional. It's literally just the color
Oh,
of
the
the plastic.
hair is so difficult.
Right,
And
yeah.
Deku's hair is so hard. Like, I see cosplayers try to cosplay as Deku. In the anime, they, like, it's green on top, but it's, like, black on bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's implied that either it shines green and it's, like, a green-based black, or you could interpret it, you know, like this, where you do all the green and then you do the shadows underneath, or you can interpret it as a literal, just like split coloration.
Right.
I love this. I think this turned out great. I love the face on it.
Yeah, that's why I
feel
put it in
like
too.
the
I was like, Gretchen
eyes
and
in
I will love this.
particular, just fantastic
Definitely
job.
great expression for sure. That looks cool. Nice work, Chris. Excellent.
Christine.
200 scale.
200,000.
That's percent. 200%.
200%. 200% bigger scale. Now complete my sentence.
That looks very cool.
That
I think,
does.
yeah, I think one of the strange things, or the difficult things that you need to keep an eye on when rescaling stuff for 3D printing, is that if it's sculpted at a certain level with a certain amount of detail, when you blow it up, all that detail is going to be chunky.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you take it down, it's going to be very, very fine. So sometimes some models only have a certain range that they can be scaled in fairly well. But I think this one works great. Obviously, that's not beyond the top end of the scaling. I think Chris has done a great job with that. And of course, I love the green balancing with the red on the axe there.
I like how the
Blood.
green looks glowy.
Yeah. Yep. Done a very cool job there, Chris. Nice one. Oh, the Balrog
Woohoo.
from Shadow and Fire.
Mm-hmm. That looks excellent.
It does look cool, doesn't it? Yeah, I love that you've that Dwayne's followed the sort of the cracked lava fire beneath the skin down onto the base as well. Looking very cool. Very nice work, Dwayne. Looks great. speaking of fire inside, something. I saw this. a little bit.
That's cool.
It's hot and cool at the same time. But yeah, Emily's done a great job there of mimicking that that artwork. And just as I saw with the Balrog, the one before, the that fire on the inside, underneath the scales, almost like gills. So it's looking very cool. Yep. Nice work, Emily. Looks great. Jacqueline Thompson, first Black Scorpion miniature. A very cool goblin riding on a tortoise. Tortoise. And I got to say that helmet on the tortoise is just about the cutest thing I've ever seen. I love it.
I feel like this is for long distance. He's
Oh,
not,
yeah.
He's not charging into battle.
No, slow and steady. Slow and steady does it. Don't be hasty. Speaking of Lord of the Rings a little bit. But no, this looks really cool. I love the just the color on the leather straps as well.
Yeah.
That stands out really nicely from the shell. It's not too dark. It doesn't blend into them. It's got a great sort of contrast there. But yeah, really nice work. It was cool. Oh, Jeff has painted up this guy. I wonder if this is from The Walking Dead. Graham, are you still in the chat? You'll let us know if this is from The Walking Dead. But looks like a cop or a security guard with a shotgun. But yeah, looking very cool. I like that they just painted the shoes nice and shiny.
Yeah.
A little bit of that patent leather kind of look. But yeah, looking very cool there, Jeff. Nice one.
So that's all for now. We'll check
Okay.
back in with some of them.
Cool.
I wanted to check in with Gretchen to see what you are currently working on with your Megatron.
I am adding the light silver on the edges, so you can see on the shoe there, right there, that it's starting to look a little bit scuffed and worn, but it's also at the same time bringing out the angles of everything. So I paid attention to like the edges. I tried to think of where you would normally scuff your shoes if you were fighting
Right. If you were kicking
Autobots.
kicking other large robots. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very pleased with how that looks so far. It looks very nice, and I'm gonna go up and do it on his legs, and then I'll see about scuffing up the rest of them, and also getting rid of the small little mark of silver that I definitely just got right on his superhero panties. But yeah, so just going back through a real light hand and trying to just highlight the edges of everything, and then I'll probably try to figure out how else I want to make it look like he's been a little scuffed. But
Cool.
Cool.
I think he's looking good.
And how about you, Dave?
I am at the moment. I've done all of the blue. I've done the blue on his front there. Then the yellow. I'm now going through and touching up the white areas that I where the blue went over onto them. Painting them with a Vallejo light grey first. And then highlighting. Basically, I'm starting with a mix of that and white to paint over them, because the original primer color is quite light. And then I'll come back with some sort of straight white to hit some of those edges. Same sort of way that I did the edge highlighting on the blue. I just turn my brush on the side and hit those edges. think the next thing I'm going to do is probably the red. So there are a few red stripes around on the wrist, on the gun, a few other areas. And then there are a couple of areas like on the side here where there are little sliders, and on the back there the switch and the volume control that I think I'm going to do in silver. So obviously in the original cartoon they would have been a grey or a light grey or something like that, but I think it's cool to do. It'll be fine to do a little bit of silver.
Yeah, now you're jumping on board. You're like, wow,
Yep.
way more fun to make him look a little bit more,
Unique.
yeah.
Make him my own, even though I'm giving him away. That's right, folks. Hashtag roll out for your chance to win this guy. And these retro cards. Playing cards.
Which amazingly someone has.
Yes.
That honestly just makes my heart so happy.
Yes.
That they have them and that they've kept them and they're not excited about it.
It didn't
I
sound
don't
like they
know
were
if that was
excited
the
about
way
it.
I read that message. They're
Yeah.
like, "Aw."
It's kind of the feel I got as well. They weren't super excited about it. Okay. Next up, I'm going to grab a finer brush. Throw down some burnt red. Just got great. I need to pick up some more. Oh, there we go. Pick up some more burnt red this weekend. Be going to my local store for a bit of a paint run. Thankfully, the sculpt has a very sort of clear lines as to where these details are. So as long as you can see them, you should be good to go.
Oh, last week we got shut off before we showed off our minis. Last week was
Did we?
funny.
No, so
Oh,
that's what Byron says. For some reason, it disconnected 4 minutes before we ended.
oh really?
But if you want to see it, you can go onto YouTube and see the end.
Okay, we filmed it. Yeah, we were
Yeah,
here.
so we actually did film it, and it still continued. Like, other people saw it too.
But it was just Facebook that shut it off?
It was Twitch, yeah.
Twitch. Oh, okay.
For
Twitch.
some reason.
My bad.
Also, hello, Zabiram. Howdy. Sorry I'm late today. That's okay.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're painting Transformers for another 30 minutes. I'm a little bit worried now. I was super confident at the start, but
I'm not worried.
yeah.
I'm like, I went with this with a vision. Look at his thighs. They're all looking good and banged up like his
Yep.
shoes.
You know, with that as well, you could also do that silver scratching and pinning it along the edges of the black
Yep.
as well.
I'm working slow and steady, Dave. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it done.
Sorry, I didn't want to rush you. Just didn't want to rush you. Just saying you could do it as well.
Yep, that's what I intend to do.
Cool.
But I want to get it definitely all on the metal bits first, just in case we do run out of time. I can actually have them done.
Sure. That's cool.
Would his laser, or not his laser, his gun have, like, gun stuff?
Does what?
Like carbon scoring.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank you.
The carbon. If you
No.
have a pistol and it's like you can scratch it up. Like normally they're made out of like a plasticky material rather. So there's like. I mean.
I guess I was wondering if, like, the back would have, like, black soot or something.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't think so. You might have a little bit of discoloration around the and around the muzzle, possibly. But
Also, By the Tron says, it looks good, Gretchen. And see, that's why I thought, Carl, it's a laser gun, which is originally why I said laser.
okay.
Maybe black to make it look burnt then? Yeah.
I guess I was thinking if a laser had been used, would a laser have scarring like on a piece of?
I'm not sure. I guess it depends on which sci-fi universe you subscribe to.
True. I could be wrong, but I think that there's an episode of The Toys That Made Us that
Okay.
includes Transformers.
I think you're right.
Because it's one of those shows where they rolled out the toys at the same time. The show, like, it was kind of like the show was for the toys.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was definitely around then. Without doubt. The sorry, just we talked about briefly Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles earlier in the show. With that show, they weren't allowed to. They weren't going to get a TV deal, a cartoon deal, unless they had toys.
Oh.
Yep. So they had to go out and go back, make the toys, or design the toys at least, and then get then they could get the
That's crazy.
cartoon deal. It's crazy.
I mean, that's what they've done with a lot of kids shows.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Definitely is a thing. And I know certain cartoons that have gotten canceled because they didn't think toys would sell.
Right.
I feel like nowadays, though, it's very much like have the show, then bring the toys.
We'll have the toys already planned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
No. How does Disney do it?
Disney definitely pushes the toys before the show. So, I am wrong.
Okay. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Make sure we save time for doing the
The decals.
decals. Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that bit.
Yeah. There's a couple of different ways to
I
do
feel
it.
like I'm going to mess up.
You might mess up, but that's okay. You can just paint over it. Paint some of that scarring and scratching.
I like that. I can just make it look purposely. See, there we go. Make it look intentional.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's one of the things when you're doing a lot of vehicles and that kind of thing that have battle damage. It's like, when do you do what order of things do you do? It can look really strange if you've gone through and you've weathered up a tank and you've got all the scratches and the dust, and then you put the final identifying number decals over the top, and so they're nice and shiny and clean over the top of dust. It's like, paint doesn't go on dust. Dust goes on paint. So sometimes it's really good to sort of sit back and work through what the I guess the weathering process would be. When do you get mud? When do you get dust? When do you have rain affected? That kind of thing. So,
Gretchen, what color are you using for your silver highlights?
So for the silver highlights, I'm using silver.
Oh, awesome.
Vallejo silver.
Nice.
And that is going over, all I did was gunmetal, and then over top of that I did a pretty heavy-handed black wash, and then went back with a clean brush and just kind of directed where I wanted more grime versus where I wanted it to be a little bit more even, I guess is the best way to put it. And kind of just directed it because I didn't want a super large amount on his chest, so if I pop that up, because that's where his decal's gonna go.
Right.
And it looks a little silly from far away up at the top where it kind of ombre is a little bit darker on his helmet, I guess. Helmet part of his head. That I really liked the look of that, so I just left that there. Because it makes it definitely gives the helmet more of like a vibe of destruction, I guess.
Destruction.
You know, it's a vibe. It's a look. It's
Damage.
It's a feeling. Damage. Yeah, weathering. So, and then on some of the sides, I'm being real light with the silver to make it look like those are sharper edges. And on others, like up here, wherever I feel like he would have taken more damage in a fight. So, on his shoulders up there and on some of the bulkier parts of him, that I'm doing thicker lines so that it looks less like a corner and more worn down, like he would have, like it's almost smoothed out from the amount of damage he's taken.
Right, just regular scuffing.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's cool.
So just trying to be, I guess, aware of that.
Yep. One thing that that sometimes people do with weathering is they spread it around over a model very evenly. So there'll be a little, if there's a little scratch here, there'll be a scratch here, and a scratch here, and a scratch here. But there are some areas that they'll put scratches in that don't really make sense. The tough part, of course, is that here we're talking about putting realistic battle damage on enormous robots that transform into different pieces of equipment. So some people could say realism doesn't really come into it, or shouldn't really come into it. But I think if you're going to take the time to do it, it's also a good idea to spend a little bit of time looking at where the damage could be, should be, what's going to be scuffed, what isn't.
I am going based off of sword fighting.
Yeah.
And grappling and boxing, so I'm kind of thinking to myself, when I take hits, where are they and why?
Yep. What direction do they go in?
Yeah. So a lot of it's, at least with like swords and stuff, if you don't have your guard up properly, you take a lot to like the shoulder, right here, or the back, especially if you're short. Because everyone has breeches, and you're supposed to keep your guard up. But if you don't, if you're new to that, you learn very quickly. You get a lot of shoulder bruises before you learn how to keep your guard up.
Right.
And then a few like just dead across the thigh because that happens.
Yep.
So.
Cool.
Oh.
Zabirum is asking about your hair, Gretchen. Did something change with my phone, or is it just...
No one commented that my hair was bright pink. You're the first.
Nope, it's not your phone. Gretchen's hair did actually change.
Yeah, no, that's not an illusion. My hair is just pink.
Excellent. It means that Gretchen is starting a transformation.
Into true whimsy.
Into true whimsy, yes.
I always wanted pink hair, and I did overtone for like a couple days before I had to go back to Auburn for a film. And then that project's over, and I was like, you know what I've never really done? Dyed my hair pink. And I wanted to do it in high school, and I didn't because I was told no.
Right.
And now I am almost 30, and there's no one stopping me. Too much power. It all went to my head and dyed it pink.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'm an impulsive person.
My eldest daughter, Emily, dyed her hair.
Oh.
Not all of it, just the ends.
Okay.
like probably about that much on the ends,
Yeah.
but probably just a little bit darker, a little bit more burgundy, a little bit towards burgundy than your hair, Gretchen.
That's cool.
Hair is hair, and honestly, and when you're younger and you're in high school and stuff, it's not like you're trying to get a professional job or anything. So I feel like that's the perfect time to kind of like have some fun. And then in my case,
You're trying to get professional jobs
I'm
where
trying
it's
to
a
get a
where it's a
professional job
benefit.
as well. So I just went
Where it's a
pink. I was
benefit.
like, this says professional. No, I just didn't care.
Cool.
I didn't tell anyone here.
Good for you.
No one here cared though.
That's
'cause,
true.
You know, we're here.
Exactly.
I don't know. I feel like if the NSA allows you to have pink hair, then other places should allow you to have pink hair too.
Cool.
Um,
Wait, so you're getting a job at the NSA?
no.
Okay. Oh well.
That's just what I told my mother when she was like, "But what about job opportunities?" And I was like, "Do you know where I work? Do you know it?"
Seen? I do. That's good.
I also had one woman who was a friend of my mother's tell me she was afraid all my hair would fall out, in a very nice, like, older lady, passive aggressive. She's like, "Wow, I hope your hair doesn't fall out from dyeing it so much." I was like, "Wait."
You said.
I didn't know I had a reputation for dyeing my hair so often.
You're like, that's how it works. Also, someone joined us on Facebook. Hello. Thank you for joining. Now I officially have to write up that post
Yes,
about
you do.
how to make your Restream, how to make Restream see your profile, because we have a lot of friends in Facebook right now. So,
Yep, we do.
Hey,
and that is
Facebook.
totally
Facebook
cool.
users.
We're actually painting,
Look.
not BattleTech, Transformers.
Transformers, yes.
You know, Transformers are cool. Also, you shared the most beautiful image of our Halloween costume.
Oh, did you love that? I love that.
I loved it. I shared
Okay,
it on
good.
my Twitter.
I didn't say it. I'll have to go looking.
It's with the hood of my anglerfish costume down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it's great because your hand is up, like, what's going on? And then Dave's just laughing, but also you kind of look crazy, Dave, but in a good way because of your mad scientist costume.
I like how you placated me very quickly. You look crazy, Dave, but in a good way. What do you mean? I look crazy all the time. Okay, let's find. Let's gonna find some silver.
I've stolen it all.
Oh,
I recommend
I
going
got some.
onto Instagram or Twitter to find the picture so you
Okay.
can understand what we're talking about.
Oh, right.
Okay. So I guess
Okay, do you want to look at the last bit of miniatures from the group?
Yes, let's do that. Let's look at the second session.
Second string. I mean, it's not second string. It's first string. I'll just stop.
You're terrible. You're terrible, Muriel. Michael Ball painting up some Mirmorn Banshees. Wow, Age of Sigmar.
That's cool.
Yep, this is definitely looking good. Very, very on theme for Halloween. But yeah, looking good, Michael. I love the extra effort you put into the bases as well. Those bases are very detailed, and picking out each of those things like the skulls and the vines and the roses and all that sort of stuff. Has done a great job. Nice one. Oh wow, that looks cool. Goslow and Madfall done for.
I
Kings of
saw
War
that in the
Vanguard.
group. I at first thought someone put a mini on their bearded dragon.
It does look really real, doesn't it?
But
Yep, Michael's done a great job there.
I think that just means he did a really good job with the color scheme.
Yep, indeed. Nice work, Michael. Looks very cool. Fooled us both. Oh, Robert Malik finished the ghosts. I was working on for Halloween. Very cool. I love the one in the middle the most, I think. With that frosty blue. Looking
Yeah,
very
that's a good
cool.
view.
Yeah, nice work, Robert. That looked great. Oh, Robert's painted up an awesome orc head ornament for his Christmas tree. I'm hoping that's where it's going.
Had ornament minis.
Yeah.
How about now? Sorry, Facebook user, but there will be a post. Leona will make it.
We'll make a post so we know how to get Restream to recognize you. But yeah, Robert, that looks great. I love the, I guess because of the size of it, he's able to go in and stipple on those taste buds on the tongue.
Yeah.
That looks awesome. And yeah, nice work. Oh, Ryan posted these yesterday, I think.
Yep.
I saw these. They look very cool.
I like the tattoo.
Yeah, like a little mom tattoo. Yeah, that definitely looks cool. These are from Malifaux. They're from the Bayou Gremlins faction.
So
But yeah.
my family?
Pardon?
So the Bayou Gremlins?
The Bayou
my
Gremlins.
Family?
I'm not going to say that. I haven't met any of them. They
It's
they
accurate.
might be, but but no, Ryan's done a great job. Nice work, Ryan. These look great. When the wizard first suggests incorporating AD&D rules to your basic set. I have a feeling these miniatures are from that era, the early 80s. But yeah, looking good, Ryan. I think that wizard is very. What's the word I'm looking for? He has a lot of pomp going on. I'm not going to say he's pompous.
There's a lot of
but
judgment, I think.
You think he's
Yeah, I
being
like
judgy?
the bright colors.
Yeah, he's got the.
I
bright
feel like
colours
sometimes
and
wizards are darker.
or even just like the Gandalf the Grey kind of look.
Yeah.
Where it's very sort of monochrome. But yeah, looking good, Ryan. Nice work. Oh, and Ryan Meacham has painted up a great unclean one. That model is huge.
Wow.
How big is it?
It's probably.
so much green.
I think that base is probably about like 5 inches across,
Whoa,
something like that. 4 or 5. Probably, I think it's around 5 inches across.
that's bigger than I thought.
Yeah, this is huge. There's a lot of painting in that. Lot of work, and Ryan's done a great job. Very nice. I like the green, the ability to paint all
With
of
all
that
the
green.
folds are just so smoothly done.
Yeah, yep. Ryan's done a great job on it. It's very nice. Excellent. Oh, Skylar's first time posting, but I'm considering this guy tabletop ready. Excellent. This is Tywin Lannister from the A Song of Ice and Fire miniatures game from Come On, which is looking very cool. I think that armor that he's wearing has a lot of detail on it. You can see the red panels with the sort of the silver trim. So Skylar's done a great job there of picking all of those out. And yeah, definitely tabletop ready, definitely good to go. Be happy to play against that dude. Well, not really. He's pretty nasty in the game. But yeah, looking really good. This one. Oh, Steve has painted up his Primaris Outriders from the Ultramarine Primaris Outriders from Games Workshop.
I love that blue against that like sandy basing.
Yeah, it looks great, doesn't it? It's you got there's the vibrancy, the saturation of the blue. It's that desaturated sort of sandy orangey red. But yeah, definitely nice choices there. These guys look great. I hope they serve you well in battle, Steve. They look great. Okay. How much time do we have left? We have 9 minutes.
Oh,
9
man.
minutes. Am I going to have enough time? I'm going to be quick here, so I can. So all of these little.
Might finish weathering this.
Oh, you're lettering? You're doing.
No, weathering.
Oh, I was going to. I thought you said lettering. Like, wow, you're going all out.
I don't know what I'd be lettering on here.
I'm not sure. Well, when you're taking it completely in your own direction, there's all sorts of lettering you could do.
I'm not taking it in my own direction. I'm still sticking with the right color scheme.
Okay.
I'm just doing a more,
More grim kind of look.
yeah.
Yours would
That's cool.
yours would belong in the movies,
Yeah, mine's
Right.
more like the movie.
and
Yeah, mine's-
Dave's is in the cartoon.
Mine's very much the cartoon, sure. I'm hoping that I can get all the silver on and then a wash on it so that I can work on putting on a decal and show everybody how to do that. I should be able to get that done. I might have to actually put the wash on last, just so that it's not dripping off while I'm handling. So. Okay. And because there's no picture of the back of him, I'm gonna add a few little bits. There we go. Okay.
Woo!
So he's pretty much almost done. So just quickly, we'll talk about doing the decal. So if you can maybe slide it over a little bit this way. Oh, the camera shot.
Yep, I got
Yep, sorry. Yeah, cool. So what I'm going to do first, the thing with decals or decals or transfers or whatever you happen to call them, is they work best when they're going onto a very smooth surface. So what I always do is paint the area that I'm going to put a decal on with gloss varnish. The idea of gloss varnish is that it fills all of the pits in a surface and smooths out the top surface, so you get that glossy, reflective finish to it. So I've got some out there. I've got a little bit more than I would need for one pass at this. So just making sure that's nice and clean. Also, if you are a brush looker, be careful with gloss varnish. It doesn't taste good. Tastes terrible. Okay, so I'm just going to paint that over his chest here. Make sure it isn't too wet, so it will hopefully dry in time. So then I sort of put that aside. Actually, now I know the sequence of events. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I will put the wash on. But yeah, you need to have that gloss varnish dried first before you approach it with the decal. So now I'm just going to use some Null Oil wash from Games Workshop and hit these silver parts to give a little bit of shading on those, because I don't want it to be too bright. And I wanted to go and make these little joints at the shoulder silver, just for a little bit of variety. I'm throwing in this black wash back here. When you've got sort of more detailed areas like this little grill, rather than trying to highlight each of those little lines, putting a wash over it can really help bring it out. So splashing that over there. Same sort of thing on this at the back here. A little bit too much. Just dry your brush off and run that back over to wipe it up. There's a piece on the side there. A little bit there. So now I'm trying to see if we've got a little bit of a... With that, when you want a sheen, you can't get one, right? From those lights. Maybe there. No. Oh yeah, you can start to see a little bit of a sheen there on the chest plate.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so the toughest part with a gloss varnish is you never know exactly when it's dry, because it goes on glossy and dries glossy. So what I'm going to do now is, or what I would normally do is cut this piece of, pardon me, the piece of backing paper so that I just had the Decepticon logo on there. But
There are little scissors to the
oh, that's what we've got clippers here.
clippers.
Use those there.
Is that okay?
Yeah, let's see. We probably shouldn't be doing this, but I don't think it'll hurt the clippers. There we go. That'll work. Thank you. Okay. I think these have. Ooh. Okay. These have a little film on them. Oh, wow. These are decals.
They're not decals?
No.
What are they?
Oh, sorry. The ones with the yellow, in the yellow, aren't decals. They're stickers. The ones on the white are decals. So should I use the sticker or the decal?
What's the
I'm going to use the
difference?
decal because I've just been talking about it all the time and I'm super ready to use them. Okay, so let's do the same thing on the other sheet. Should have read the back of the card a little bit earlier.
Always read the directions, folks.
Exactly. Okay, so I'll peel that off. So there's a fine, if you have it, you probably can't see it on there, but there's a fine line around the edge of this, which is what's called the carrier film. It's a very thin sheet of plastic, layer of plastic there with the icon, the logo there, printed on the underside of it.
Okay.
And then it's attached to a sheet of paper. So what we do is we take the sheet of paper, can't really see it on screen here, but I'm just dipping it into my paint water here. I'm going to put it on the thing there. And what that does is that soaks the paper and moves it. Let me see if I can get my hands in the right spot. Soaks let's say this hand is the decal. Basically soaks the paper and lets the decal slide off or sort of lift away from it. So as that soaks in, it can take a little bit, take a minute or two. Thankfully, we have a minute or two. Actually, no, it's just turned 4 o'clock. But it'll take us a little bit extra. So there we go. You can see it starting to move on the paper there. So what I'm going to do is pick that up, dry off my...
It's like one of
Should
those
I?
kids' tattoos.
Yeah, it's completely like that. I'm just going to spin that a little bit so that it's sitting carefully here. So what I can do, I'm going to get a little bit of water and I'm going to put that onto the surface that I'm transferring it to so that it's not going to stick immediately. I slide it across and sort of slide it off the edge. This one's being a little bit stubborn, so I'm just going to push it off the edge there. You can see I'm using my brush because it's not sharp and it's not hard. You don't want it to do that because you might tear your decal or scrape up your painting. You just want to use something soft there to push that around and get it into the center of the piece.
Cool.
You can use your finger. I'm just going to do that quickly to move it as well, but generally using a little bit of water lets that water will get back underneath that plastic film. So there we go.
Cool.
Pretty close.
Aha,
Close and
and in
center.
the amount of time it took you to do that, I finished the parts that are being weathered.
Excellent.
Or at least the silver parts. So, yeah, look at that.
Nice. That looks great.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about the water slide, at the moment, it has that little shiny layer on it sitting on the surface. I want to give that a chance to dry, and then I'm going to apply another layer of the gloss varnish to it. So what that starts to do is builds that gloss layer back up on it. When we're talking about the Baby Yoda eyes before.
Oh yeah.
It gives you that depth, that solidity to it. And
That's all Megatron today.
what it does as well is it helps kind of bury the edges. I mentioned the edge of that carrier film around there. So it buries those, so you don't have to worry about those sort of visually. It doesn't break the illusion. Fortunately for Soundwave, that would normally be sort of shiny.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have, that's fine. But if it would normally be an area that would be matte, you can come back with a matte varnish and paint that over the top of the gloss after you've kind of buried it. So there he is.
He's on the spinner.
The spinner! Hooray!
So ultimately,
Megatron.
the only things left for him are the super small details, probably a little bit touch more of a weathering on the black parts that are the gun parts of him. A few little scratches here and there, just picking apart the very edge of the highlights. And then he has his eyes, which are supposed to be red, and 3 buttons. But according to this sheet, he is predominantly done.
Awesome.
But yeah, so I like that. I like how that turned out. I think once everything's done and he has his decal on him, he'll really pop. And I'll just probably finish him up real quick once the show cuts and pop him up on my Instagram. So
Cool. Excellent. That's what I'm trying to quickly put the
You can do
cards
it.
back in to the...
make sure that if you want to win Soundwave and that beautiful deck of playing cards,
awesome retro cards.
yes, you do hashtag rollout. And yeah, we don't have a prompt anymore because it's November.
Yeah.
But we are going to do Tanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. We are going to do
coming
Thanksgiving.
up.
So
So keep an eye out for that.
yeah. So if you have any tanks, make sure you start
Paint them,
posting them
start
in the
them, do it.
yep, doing that sort of thing. So I'm just going to switch out Megatron
Yep.
for Soundwave. There we go.
And I do like
Megatron's
how
in the
like
background.
bubblegum fantastic yours looks in juxtaposition to mine being all
Yeah.
scraped up and battle
Sort of
worn.
grim and
Yeah.
dirty. Yeah. So I'm fairly simple. Obviously there's a few spots where I missed going back over the white, but yeah, generally pretty cool. So I think you can see that there's a number of different ways you can paint the minis, and they paint up pretty quickly, considering their size, which
Yeah.
is pretty cool. And yeah, you can have a lot of fun. And those water slide decals or stickers are really cool.
I will
think-
hopefully just have stickers that I can stick on.
Yep. Cool.
Ah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So join our group if you haven't. Painting Happy Little
Painting
Minis
Happy
on
Minis.
Facebook.
I keep looking at the
Find
wrong
it.
place.
Do it.
I've never get it right. Never. Keep going.
But that is it for today. So,
Hooray!
yeah, we're done. See you next week on Painting Happy Little Minis. We'll see you
Bye.
at your friendly local game store.